Hey YouTube, it's been a long time since I've been on here, but I have a couple of pickups, and I wanted to do a fun little Fairfield break. I guess about a week ago, I was at a store called Five Below, which is, I think they're nationwide now, but I think they had started off in the Philadelphia area. But anyway, about a week ago, I was there and I noticed a couple of items that I was really interested in. Every spring, they usually have one of these small value bag boxes, rather, for baseball, and they do the same thing for football during football season. So I came back and I bought it. And it's one of those Fairfield packs, and it is 2018 version. Comes with pack of this Babe Ruth collection, 2016 opening day. There are two packs, 100 total cards, two rookie cards, one Hall of Fame card, five cards, one from each of the past decades, and the storage cube. And this was $4.99. So I thought it would be fun to open it up, see what's in the packs. I was really interested in the Babe Ruth collection. And I picked the pack. I actually went back. I had wanted to get the pack that had the Jose Altuve card in it, but I ended up changing my mind and getting our newest Philly ace, Jake Arrieta. So we're going to break that. But first, I want to show off a couple of pickups. So last week, I also, at Five Below, picked up this great book called The Hall. And it is the 75th anniversary of the Baseball Hall of Fame. And the book goes into, it's broken out by chapters. Each chapter is like a position, like center fielders, pitchers, catchers, etc. And it's basically every person that's in the Hall of Fame. And it was a $35 US book, and I got it for $5. For example, so there will be a picture of the Hall of Fame player, a picture of their plaque, and then the story about that player. So I thought this book was a little too nice to walk away from, especially for $5. Here's one of my favorites, Rod Carew. So I thought this was a really cool pickup. I mean, you get to see a lot of older players, and there was a lot of players that I wasn't even familiar with. So I can't wait to really, I was able to thumb through it last week, but I didn't really get to really read it. Jimmy Collins, George Brett. So, there's players from the very beginning to, the more current Hall of Famers. Huey Jennings, Joe Cronin. See, there's a lot of just vintage. Willie Wells. And they each chapter started off with a forward by a major leaguer who's in the Hall of Fame. So this, the left fielders would be Jim Rice, and Jim Rice has a forward in the chapter. So it's just a really neat book. It's hardbound. Like I said, it had a $35 initial price on there, but for Five Below, it was $5. So just thought it was just too nice a book to turn away. Now, I guess about a month ago, I was at a local flea market store near me, and they had some, random magazines that I was going through, and came across this, so I asked the lady how much. 1978 World Series program, which I believe was Yankees-Dodgers, and I think the Yankees won, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, I think it was Yankees-Reds. My apologies. So it was, it's a baseball. It's cool seeing, these old ads. Look at the car. So, a 1978 World Series program that I got for $1. All right, finally, what you guys are all here for, right, is the unbreaking of the $5 Fairfield pack. So we got a 2016 pack of cards, 2016 opening day. So let's bust open this pack. Not really expecting a whole heck of a lot. I just do this for the fun. I said it's $4.99. You get two $2 packs of cards. You get 100 random vintage cards. But it's fun. So Josh Hamilton, Noah Syndergaard, Future Stars. There's a Giancarlo Stanton. Bryce Harper, Alternate Reality. Joey Votto. Avisail Garcia, that old style Cubs or White Sox uniform. And finally, Raul Mondesi. All right, that was a pretty decent pack, and I like the look of opening day. It matches up with the Topps product, the regular base sets. But I love that opening day logo on there. Plus, it's a really neat set to start kids off with. The ones that are initially interested in collecting cards. They're fairly inexpensive. It's just nice base cards. There's not a whole lot of hits like what we look for as an older collector, but for the kids it's great, and I think it's a beautiful product. So, and then there's this Babe Ruth collection, 5 cards per pack, and it's Leaf. And I wasn't really familiar with this, but it was a collection, I guess, a couple of years ago, and all different pictures of the Babe. I'm gonna try to rip this so I don't completely destroy the. Sometimes I like to keep the wax pack wrapper. For what I don't know, I just like them. There's a neat picture. Really don't expect, so it's kind of neat. Get to see some old pictures of Babe Ruth. There we go. And then finally a more casual picture. It looks like he's golfing. That's kind of a neat pack, so. And that'll really go well with my Hall of Fame / vintage PC of like newer cards of older players. So that would really go with that. So, all right, let's get going here. So we got 100 cards, I think, or roughly 100 cards in this pack. You saw the Jake Arrieta. Now the reason I went with the Arrieta and not going back and get the Altuve was the fact that he just recently signed with the Phillies. Plus, I thought it was a really nice card, and I thought there's a lot better possibility of me getting that signed than an Altuve card. All right, looks like it starts off with a Josh Harrison Heritage. Carlton Fisk. There's a Hall of Famer, an old Fleer card. Tom Howes, Mariners. I think that's a 78. 78 tops, I believe. 79 tops. One of these. Now, this was a set that kind of started me off when I was a kid. Jack Clark. It's an old Upper Deck. Justin Upton. Mike Moore. Tom Tallman, I guess. Tellman. Larry Herndon. Here's an older Fleer card. Jeez Louise. Dropping stuff all over the place. Willie McGee. Terry Steinbach. Roger McDowell. Felix Hernandez. Well, this is kind of a unique card. I'm not sure what this is from. So it's like a black and white of Johnny Padres. 1959 Los Angeles Dodgers. World champions. Anybody's familiar with this? TCMA. Yeah, so I was somewhat familiar. This was like TCMA was a kind of like an independent card company. And they were real big in like the 70s and early 80s. And they came out with their own set. They weren't like Topps, where they were every local drugstore. That's a sharp, shiny card. What is this? This is a nice card. Jacques Jones. Like that. It's a nice card. Ooh, Expo. Montreal Expo. Jose Vidra. I think I might actually have this card. Nice shiny card of the former Expo. It's a Gypsy Queen of Sin Soo Choo. There's a freaking bend in this card. So that's unfortunate. Oh, Bobby Abreu, shiny Phillies card. I'm liking that. I'm doing pretty good with this pack. Dean Palmer, popular 90s player. A Flair card of... This is what happens when you don't wear your reading glasses. Carlos Garcia. And I left it right over here, too. Al Nipper. Brandon Phillips, upside down. Josh Bell. Reed Engel. Shiny card of Matt Laporta. Hopefully you can still see me. Looks like the sun kind of went down there for a second. Put the glasses back on. Andy McGaffigan. Jeff Leonard. Juan Nieves. Corey Snyder, who does TTM. Mark Eichhorn. Ed Vandenberg. Wow, there's just a lot of cards here. I'm not sure if we're really good to go through these. Jose Offerman. I think this is one of those 93 Fleers. Steve Finley. Carl Willis. Steven Strasburg is another one. Heath Hembry. I'm sorry, these cards are all stuck together. Abraham Almonte. Tim Blackwell. Julio Gonzalez. Jerry Royce. Bob Bauer. Hal Morris. That's not Hal Morris. You are looking at Peter Michael O'Brien. This is Hal Morris. Julio Morales. Don Robinson. Julio Solano. That's a cool card. I think that's an 84, I might think. Mets card with Gary Carter on it. Gary Gaetti. Tom Hume. Blue Jays leaders. I think that's an 87 tops. Oswaldo Arcia. Mark Reynolds. Nice Jeremy Hellickson card. Jared Cosart. Vilas. That was a nice Phillies card. Ozzie Virgil. That's an O-Pee-Chee right there, too. So it makes it a little more unique. There's some older green Don Russ cards. There's a Score. There's another O-Pee-Chee in 86. Terry Francona O-Pee-Chee. Mark Grace. Another Juan Nieves. Marty Castillo. I think that might be an 84. Biff Pocorobo. That's it. Brian Holman. There's a couple of 87s. Looks like a couple of 89s. There's another 87. Bill Madlock. Two of them. Interesting. Bernie Williams. That's a nice card. Shout out to Yankee card fan there. What do we got? Todd Helton. That's a sharp card. Topps 50th anniversary. Gary Sheffield. Guy who should probably be in the Hall of Fame. Terry Steinbach. Greg Booker. Dwight Gooden Fleer. That's a pretty neat looking card. And we are just getting, this is just too long. So there we go. There's some additional cards there. Whoever stayed with me throughout this whole thing, I really appreciate it. Because I don't know if I would make it, through watching like a 12, 13-minute video. So, Pete Incaviglia. There's another shiny card. Clean Andahar. I just love these packs because they're just fun. I mean, you end up with a bunch of worthless cards. But sometimes you find some real gem cards in there. Like, that's a sharp card. Carlos Delgado. 2009 Topps Attack of Chris Young. That's a sharp card. So it's just fun. It's a good time. 1990 rookie card. There's another Phillies card. John Olerud, another great player. He also signs TTM. So thank you for watching, and I hope you stayed to the end. Comment below and subscribe. Thank you.